I remained standing in the exact centre of the carpet in my second-best frock, a brown wool jacket buttoned to my throat, and my second-best hat of light brown straw perching on my thick coil of dark hair. Lady Rankin's garment was white, filmy and high-necked, its bodice lined with seed pearls. Her hair was pale gold, her cheeks thin and bloodless. She could hardly be 30 summers, but rather than being childlike, she was ethereal, as though a gust of wind could puff her away. She glanced at whatever paper was in front of her, presumably a letter from my agency, and then over the desk at me. Her eyes were a very light blue and, in contrast to her angel-like appearance, were rather hard. "You are very young," she observed. Her voice was light, as thin as her bones. "I'm nearly 30, I answered stiffly. When a person thought of a cook, they pictured an older woman who was either a shrew in the kitchen or kind-hearted and a bit slow. The truth was that cooks came in all ages, shapes and temperaments. I happened to be 9 and 20, plump and brown-haired and kind enough, I hoped, but I brooked no nonsense. "I meant for a cook," Lady Rankin said. "Our last cook was nearly 80. She is gone, living with her daughter." She added the last quickly, as though fearing I'd take "gone" to mean to heaven. I had no idea how Lady Rankin wished me to answer this information, so I said, "I assure you, my lady, I have been quite well trained." "Yes." Lady Rankin lifted the letter. The single page seemed too heavy for her, so she let it fall. "The agency sings your praises, as do your references. Well, you will find this an easy place. Charles, Lord Rankin, wishes his supper on the table when he arrives home from the city at 8. Davis will tell you his lord's favourite dishes. There will be 3 at table this evening. Lord Rankin, myself, and my sister." Her thin lip curled the slightest bit as she pronounced this last. I thought nothing of it at the time, and only gave her another nod. Lady Rankin slumped back into her chair, as though the speech had taken the last of her strength. She waved a limp hand at me. "Go on, then. Davis and Mrs. Bowen will explain things to you." I curtsied politely and took my leave. I wondered if I shouldn't summon Lady Rankin's maid to assist her to bed, but left the room before I did anything so presumptuous. The kitchen below was to my liking. It was nowhere near as modern and large as the one I'd left in Richmond, but I found it comfortable, and what I was used to. This house was a double townhouse, that is, instead of having a staircase hall on one side and all the rooms on the other, it had rooms on both sides of a middle hall. Possibly 2 houses had been purchased and knocked into one at some time, and the second staircase walled off for use by the staff. Below stairs, we had a large servants' hall, which lay across a passage from the kitchen. In the servants' hall was a long table where the staff could take meals, as well as a row of bells that would ring when someone above stairs pulled a cord to summon the servant he or she wished. Along the passage from the kitchen and servants' hall was a larder, and beyond that, a laundry room, and then a room for folding clean linens, the housekeeper's parlour and the butler's pantry, which included the wine cellar. Mr. Davis showed me over each, as proud as though he owned the house himself. The kitchen was a wide, square room with windows that gave onto the streets above. 2 dressers full of dishes lined the white painted walls, and a hanging rack of gleaming copper pans dangled above the stove. A thick-legged table squatted in the middle of the floor, one long enough on which to prepare several dishes at once, with space at the end for an assistant to sit and shell peas or do whatever I needed done. The kitchen's range was neatly fitted into what had been a large fireplace, the stove high enough that I wouldn't have to stoop or kneel to cook.